What's going on, guys? It's GBP baby. Welcome back to another video. Now this is the last video of the week. I do usually do a review on Thursday as well, but I'm going to be going on holiday, and to be honest, this week has been pretty disgusting anyway, so I'm not really interested, so to speak, in terms of necessarily trading it. But nonetheless, you can see how dollar has turned around inside that fair value gap with volume respecting it quite nicely. So we didn't reach up into that premium that I suggested may get traded to, which is completely fine, and is also in line with our bias of wanting to see lower prices this week as we move into the rest of Thursday and Friday. So you can see that we're starting to close below that weekly inversion fair value gap and below this inversion fair value gap. So that means now that if price retraces back into this in the new day, what do we want to see? We want to see resistance and then send price lower, and I'll start looking at that Monday low and these lows to get traded to on the back of, is it CPI tomorrow? On the back of inflation rate. So let's drop down to the 4 hour and you'll see how price came right to the top before breaking down. A lot of wicks, and eventually very recently you can see we've expanded quite aggressively lower. I'm now looking at this last down close candle as a breaker, high, low, higher, high. So I'm looking at this range here to find points of resistance to then help send price down into our sell side target. So now, as far as I'm concerned, we have created the high of the week on this Tuesday high right here. I don't want to see price come back up, and I'm looking for that inversion fair value gap on the daily to provide resistance. It's as simple as that. Let's go to the 1 hour. Again, very sloppy price action. It's been like this the whole week, as you can see. So I'm sure you can imagine why I'm not trading these days, because it just looks disgusting in general. But moving into the new day, again, I'd like to think that this range can provide resistance to help send price into the sell side. So let's get rid of this, and really now all we need to concentrate on is this level. Price should at least go back above it. I'm looking at this up close candle, and this down close candle right here. If we retrace into that, that should be able to provide us enough resistance to send price to the downside. And again, I'm looking for that Monday low to get targeted. Let's go to the 15-minute real quick. Again, disgusting price action. Nonetheless, I'm looking at the breaker. High, low, higher, high. Displacement to the downside. I'm looking for a retracement into that maybe during London or just before expansion to run down, the New York expansion at 8:30 before the news to run into our Southside liquidity target. So very simple, guys. Nothing too crazy. Hopefully the expansion we get off dollar will give us the movement we need to run into Friday quite comfortably as well, because what you'll find is that because we've been so high resistance the entire week, we still obviously haven't had the expansion for the week yet. So they're obviously pushing it right up until Thursday and Friday, which is fine, and which is why now I'd like to see a drastic expansion to the downside, and why I want to see Monday's low and this low get targeted specifically. Potentially even this low, but like I said, they might leave this for Friday, so that's something to take into account. But nonetheless, I'm looking for this to get traded into to create the high, and then downwards price action from then on. So ideally that's what happens over there. Let's go to pound, and you'll see we've had a crazy day on pound. Very large expansion. I'm not sure what this is off the back of. I haven't really been following. One thing to take note of, look at how we traded to 25% level very sensitively, and then we had a crazy day running right up to our buy side liquidity targets. So I am going to clear those charts just because it's getting a bit messy. I'm looking for a run up into this buy side liquidity right here. Still nothing's changed there, and because wicks are gaps too, we can look at this wick to provide support. You've already guessed it, I'm going to be looking at the 25% level and the 50% level. Now ideally we respect the 25% level, which is the top level I just drew out, this level right here. I'm going to be looking on the 4 hour and 1 hour and 15 minutes to see, okay, are there any PD arrays here that price may want to retrace to create the low of tomorrow, to then use that to springboard higher and run into our buy side target in line with dollar. So let's go to the 4 hour, nothing really there. Let's go to the 1 hour, and you'll see there's a nice beautiful bullish order block right here. So we can drag that bullish order block out. Let's drag that right through. Price should respect the 50% level off it. Why? Because that's mean threshold, and price shouldn't need to disrespect that at all. 15-minute, you'll see there's a fair value gap within that range very nicely right there. So price may want to dip down into that potentially, but that is the very lowest I'm happy for price to go. Any lower than that, whole different story, I'm staying out of it. Simple as. But I am watching this level very closely as we move into Thursday to create that low. Actually, there's a fair value gap in the premium as well. Either of these I want to see get traded to anyway. So at the significant time of day, maybe 3 a.m. or 8 a.m. If we're trading into one of these PD arrays, I'll be looking at potential longs from these levels, preferably this one. In fact, let's get rid of this. Preferably this one. I'll be looking for longs to then help us reach our buy side target up here. So again, very simple on pound. Even though pound's moving, you can obviously see pounds had a large expansion, whereas dollar hasn't, and neither has euro. So yeah, we do need to be very careful in that sense. But nonetheless, let's get on to Euro USD. And obviously we're expecting a large expansion here as well. So where are we expecting expansion to? Well, obviously we've got buy side target here, buy side target here, and then we've got a nice bearish order block right there as well. And again, wicks are gaps too. We haven't quite traded through this wick yet. Nonetheless, this is our current trading day, Thursday. But we're going to be looking at these levels to provide support for price. Let's go to the 4 hour. You can see there's a bullish order block right here. So let's look at the opening of that. Price may want to dip a bit lower into that, and that's completely fine. So let's have that delineated like so. And then again, I'm looking for that buy side target to get traded to. So let's go to the 1 hour. You can see there's bullish order blocks right here. So ideally, let's get rid of this real quick. Ideally, we do see a retracement into this fair value gap to set us up for potential longs. We do have a bullish order block here on the hourly as well, but so we do need to be very wary of this. But again, same concept in that I'm looking for the time of day. So if I'm at this level at 3 a.m. or 8 a.m, I'd be expecting longs to run to our buy side targets. If we're here at the same times, 3 a.m. or 8 a.m, I'll be going long here. It's as simple as that. These are both PD arrays that price may want to key off to help it send it into the buy side. Relative equal highs there, those are probably going to get tagged. But nonetheless, I'm looking for higher prices, and we also have a fair value gap here. I do want to see this get traded through, but this will be my first target. So like if I was to go long on euro at any point, I'd go long, let off a partial there, and then see if price can manage to get up to that first buy side liquidity pool above there. So I hope that all makes sense, guys. Very sloppy week this week, but obviously you can see that very sloppy week this week, but obviously they are pushing it right to the end to use CPI and all that crazy news, all those crazy news announcements we have to help move the markets and send price all over the place. But do be very wary. Have these levels delineated. Let's go to the 15-minute, just get a closer look. There is a fair value gap in between these two PD arrays, so we do need to be careful of that. But remember, we're looking for the days to do this. We want to see the low get created, and then we want to see expansion, right? So this low, we're looking for it to get made in some kind of discount PD array. That's why I'm marking out this A, bullish order block, B, potential fair value gap in the bullish order block, or if it's going to be more weaker than I anticipate, we'll potentially be coming down here. But ideally, it doesn't go all the way down there. This is the very lowest I'd want to see price go. Nonetheless, so long as we keep an eye on dollar and we know that dollar's respecting the expected PD arrays, which is this orange box, remember, so if we're deep in here, maybe the 50% level, and euros, in its discount PD array, that would also add to our confluence for going long or short, going long on the pairs, etc. So I hope that all makes sense. Don't forget to smash subscribe, smash like, join the mailing list. Remember, no video will be out tomorrow, and probably not Sunday either, because I'm going to be watching the football. Well done, England. But other than that, I'll catch you on Monday at the very latest. Peace.